Hello everybody, what's going on and welcome back to the My Player Career Mode. As always, I hope you guys are doing well. We're back today with 6 games of action to feast your eyes upon, and we really need to put together a run of wins. We also will see if we go through our group as group winners in the Champions League, and that might make for an easier opponent in our first knockout rounds. But before we head into our first game of the day, which I'll be showing you post-com highlights of, a little deal for you. If we can hit 300 likes on today's episode, I will give you guys a guaranteed My Player episode again this Friday. So when you're watching this, it should be Wednesday evening. So this Friday, 300 likes, and I will guarantee you another episode, because tomorrow you should get the Road to Glory career mode. So yeah, that's tomorrow's video anyway. So this Friday, 300 likes, another episode in the series. But we took on Levante for our first game of today, and I accidentally came across something that I could do in the My Player series, which is change tactics. And I go on about this a little bit more in the live section today, but the gist of it is I never tried to use them because I didn't realise that I could, as I was only controlling my own player, and I never had a say on team selection or anything like that. So around about game 3 or game 4 that you're going to see, I accidentally knocked it, realised that it switched, and thought, hey, let me give this a try and see if it affects us. So you'll see that a bit later on. And anyways, this first game, we had the lead. We took the lead early on through Goretzka. We had a lot to thank, though, in the way of our goalkeeper, ter Stegen, because he made an abundance of top saves to stop Levante from equalising. And with 25 minutes to go, we ended up going 2-0 in front. Romario with a tap-in. We made it 3 when Jesus slotted this one home. Sadly, the offside flag went up pretty quickly. He didn't even get a chance to celebrate. That's how fast the offside flag went up. And I think if you look back at this, I'm not so sure, because that there is after I've already played the pass. So rewind that back slightly from the moment the ball leaves my foot, and I actually think that Jesus is onside. Levante hit the post later on in the game and did get one back after I'm not sure what Mendy was trying to do. I asked for him to play the pass, but look at the space I'm in. So why he plays the ball there, I'm not quite sure. It led to them scoring, but thankfully they didn't have enough time. And we did go on to win the game by 2-1. So a winning start to the day, and that's the best thing we could hope for, especially with how dominant Atletico are looking right now. So we need to try and keep up with them as best we can. And then we went into our final group stage game against Roma. I decided not to play this live because up until this point, we essentially would need to lose this game right here, and in order to lose the top spot. We were already through the group, but for Roma, they had to get a result and hope that Lokomotiv would get a result against Spurs, because if Roma lost this game and Spurs drew or won, then they would be down into 3rd place. I'm not actually sure about the drawing scenario, because I'm not sure how the other game went. I know Roma beat them last time, and of course it goes on head-to-head. But in any case, if Spurs beat Lokomotiv, Roma needed to beat us, and they weren't doing that. They were 1-0 down in the game. And really their only chance that they managed to get was a simple save for our goalkeeper to make. And with 25 minutes to go, and Goretzka scored this one to make it 2-0, you sense that Roma's chances of knockout Champions League football were running away. They were heading to the Europa League, because at this point in time, Spurs were 3-0 up against Lokomotiv Moscow. So there was no chance Spurs were going to lose that game. Roma needed a miracle, in all honesty, to pull this one back, and they could not find it. It finished 2-0. And we secured our top spot in the group. And not only that, we'd sunk Roma down to the Europa League. And I think they've got a real good chance in the Europa League. And I showed you the match facts after that game, just to kind of show you something on how boring that game really was. 2 shots for us, 2 goals, 1 shot for them, straight at ter Stegen. That was it. That was all there was from that game. So, yeah, I'm not really sure how to take that. After 90 minutes of football, I really think there should be a lot more chances in these games. And it's becoming a little bit too common to see that, where there's just nothing going on, really. But our 3rd game, and our second to last post-com game, I think this is where I accidentally knocked the D-pad and realised I could change tactics, because we smashed Celta Vigo in this. And I was playing attacking, and we were already in front. But in the second half, this is where we really took the game to them. I didn't want to sit back. Jesus, what a phenomenal header this is to make it 2-0, by the way. That is not an easy thing to do. He's got to get the power behind that. And yeah, from that sort of position, incredible header from him. But that was 2-0 We made it 3 with half an hour to play. Romario exchanges passes with us. We get through and square it across back to him for him to tap it home to make it 3-0. And it was really, really good to watch. Like some of the stuff that we were putting together. This is, I guess, what we were hoping for. We've seen it at times. Sometimes it goes missing. But in this game, and then the next one you're going to see, we really kind of did find our fluidity. And I'm not sure if that is down to the tactics. I talk about this in the live part a bit more. Or if it's just we got lucky on the game. But you compare this to how we were playing against Roma. And even in game 1 to an extent where Levante were in that as much as we were up until we found that second goal and then made it 3. But all in all, we ended up winning this one by 5 goals to 0. And that is a massive help when you look at the goal difference between us and Atletico. Because right now we need all the goals we can get, along with all the points as well. So when we faced Espanyol, I thought, all right, well, we're in good form. We're doing pretty well. Let's see what this game brings. 14 minutes in, Goretzka scores what feels like the 10th, 11th, 12th time. Of course, I am exaggerating there, but he has popped up with a few goals today. And he's seemingly getting into these positions a heck of a lot more in this episode, which is real good to see. Neres, right-hand side, 25th minute, squares it across. Jesus misses the first one. Ball forced kindly back to him. He makes it 2-0. And we were only 25 minutes in. So at this point in time, there was an opportunity for us to add more goals to our goal difference again. Could you imagine back-to-back 5-0 wins? Well, 5 minutes after that, we were 3-0 in front, and it was a peach of a finish indeed. Left foot, curling effort into the top corner. Goalkeeper, not a chance. And at this stage in time, right? I mean, Espanyol were beaten. Surely there was no way back for them. Well, it got to 4 when Sane, second half, inside to Isaac. He laid the ball into my path. I got the finish, making it 4-0. 4 became 5 with about 3 or so minutes left when Goretzka played it to Isaac. He was involved a lot since he came on. Goretzka squares this across to Romario for him to put it in the empty net. And that was all she wrote for the post-com section. So, without further ado, let's jump to the live games. Before we go into the Sociedad game, we need to take a look at the Champions League draw and find out who our opponents are going to be in round number 1. We won our group, of course, finishing top. Spurs came second. Roma finishing in third. And the draw is made. Napoli versus Manchester United. So we avoid our former club. Real will take on Juve. We have got Dortmund. That's still a very, very interesting tie. PSG face Liverpool. And elsewhere, Lyon face Atletico Madrid. That was the other game that I wanted to try and avoid if possible. So there we go. So if we are to meet either one of our former teams, they're going to have to be in the later stages of the competition. Benfica, Schalke, Monaco, City and Spurs Bayern round off the rest of the round of 16 ties. Now, we will go into a game against Sociedad. I'm sure I've mentioned this in the post-com bit. I probably didn't show you it though. I've been trying to use the tactics where you like kind of... I guess I'll show you in game. So what I'll do is I'll go into game and then I'll explain it. So yeah, up next is Sociedad. So as we get the game underway, on your D-pad, you can switch between balanced, attacking, defense as your tactics. Now, you can use these in the normal career mode and I guess Ultimate Team, whatever mode you play. And I didn't actually realize that you can use them as well in the My Player career mode. Now, I don't know if they have any impact. For example, if I move this to ultra defensive, I don't know if my entire team will sit back and not go forward. Equally, if I move it to ultra attacking, I don't know if that means we like run forward and go with 11 players attacking essentially. But I have been using the attacking version today, which I never knew I could actually change. I've never had to play around with these settings before in My Player, and it's seemingly gone pretty well. So I'm going to keep it on attacking for now, and in the hopes that that will make us play slightly better. It's worked so far, and maybe just we're having a good day, and that's why we're playing well. But you can see there, as I've switched to attacking, it's now come up with like a little thing that's telling me that we have gone attacking. It's Jesus, what a strike that is! Deary, deary me, there's no chance the keeper keeps that out. What an effort! That's incredible. Just as I'm explaining the attacking thing, Jesus goes and does that. But yeah, I don't know if this is actually having any implications on the way the team plays, but after the struggles last time out, what happened was I accidentally knocked it, and I saw it went to attacking, and I thought, oh, maybe that's the whole thing I had to do all along. Because the difficulty is still the same and everything's still the same. I'm just now bumping up to attacking. So if any of you out there are struggling, then give it a go. See if it makes your teammates play a little bit better, because it certainly helped me today. 1-0 Barca in this game. Second versus third, and what a goal it is. Sociedad in here maybe for an equalising goal, and it is the equaliser then. A little bit too easy, and I've just realised that I'm still on attacking. I'm not going to say that's the reason why we've conceded there, because we could have done so much better in the defending standpoint. Yeah, I don't know what we were doing. We just seemingly watched them kind of walk through a little bit. Till's ball, but at this point, there should never be a shooting opportunity for Ander. I'm not even going to try his surname. I believe I've used him before in a series. It might have been Football Manager, but he's like a bit of a wonder kid. But he should never have got the opportunity to shoot there. It is 1-1. Sociedad will take that 100%. And for us, you can understand the frustration from our manager because defensively, that is poor. Goretzka out wide towards this left-hand side. We've switched to ultra-attacking as Leroy Sané into the penalty area. Finds Goretzka at the near post. And he has hit the post. Decided to switch it up to ultra because other than the Jesus, screamer, we hadn't even had another shot since then. So I felt we needed to throw it onto ultra-attacking just to try and help us create some more. As Leroy Sané takes that ball under control and finds us with it. Now then, can we find the correct pass to get us back in front here? Jesus is there! And it's his second of the game. It is Barcelona 2, Sociedad 1. And with 33 minutes to play, we're back in front here. 15 minutes to play here as we go in search of the third goal. And that's lovely trickery. Back post. Romario's there. It is game, set and match from Camp Nou. And it is going to be a massive 3 points for us to collect against the team sat in third. And look at the response as well after we conceded the goal, the equalising goal. Since that moment, we have dominated proceedings here. Maybe not in the way of creating loads of chances, but we have penned ourselves in to that Sociedad half, and they haven't really even got out of it in this second half. It's really good to see from us. Romario as well gets the goal. And yeah, that should be it. I am going to ask for a substitution now if we've got one available because my fitness is a little bit low. Had a lot of games in quick succession. So with the job done here, there's no point me staying out there and risking injury. So we'll just make sure that we're ready for the next game. Mendy towards Sané. Back heel. Mendy through for Jesus. Why did he play it again? I believe he went to pass it there, and that wasn't a touch because Jesus was in. He should have just scored. It would have been 4-1 Barca, and it would have been his hat-trick as there's a yellow card for one of the Sociedad players for an earlier challenge. But as time ticks away here, we are going to pick up the win. Romario, he's been really good actually in this game. I'm not sure if he came on as a substitute or if he started it, but he has been sensational in this second half. And there is the full-time whistle then. We've got a break away from league football for the time being as we now have the Super Copa, and it is an El Clasico in the semi-finals. And it'll give us a good chance as well to test out our tactics theory because the last time we faced Real, they actually got the better of us. They were the better team. Should we win this game, of course, we go through to the final where it's likely that it will be Atletico in that final. I believe they're playing against Valencia, I want to say. No, Villarreal. So got that one wrong, but it is Villarreal, and I imagine they'll win that game. They are top of the league for a reason, of course. And this will be the final game of today. So, I plan on starting on balanced and then judging and seeing how we go. And then from there, we can adjust it. I don't want to go attacking straight from the offset because then we run the risk of getting caught on the counter. So, we'll see how the game plays out. And I'll see you in for it in just a moment. Real captained by Bruno Fernandes. It is a 4-3-3 leading the line. Luka Jovic. He was picked as the player to watch as we kick this one off. And on our side, I was picked as the player to watch heading into this. He scored 5 in his last 3. We have got 4 in 3. But in fairness, actually, a lot of this Barcelona team have stepped up today. So, yeah, it's not just me. And we'll see how this one goes as Fran Garcia has a chance to play that ball down the line. He goes inside to Luka Jovic. Now Vinicius Jr. will have it. Jovic goes to the wide area, which I'm not really sure is the tactic for them. He needs to stay in a central role, otherwise who is Vinicius Jr. going to aim the cross at? And look at the space here for Leroy Sané. Immediately as we go on the attack. Look at all this space that we've got to work with. And that wasn't the pass I was going for. I meant that for Jesus. Oh, man. What a big chance wasted. Did you see the run that Jesus had made? When I pressed pass, I don't know if I put too much power on it. And that might have been why it went over to this other side. But Jesus was the pass I was intending. And I feel like if it had gone to him, it would have been 1-0 Barca. And straight up the other end then, Vinicius Jr.'s cross towards the back post, headed out by Lenglet. Good control by Mendy. He might just be through on goal. If he can find the finish, it's off the post. The rebound, though, has fallen kindly to us. 70 minutes of football, and we did not see a single chance until now. That is how boring this game has been. It's just been a midfield battle the entire way through. Honestly, so boring to play. But if we get the win with 19 minutes to play, and I feel like that is going to be enough to win us the game because we've seen nothing else, then I'll take it. If you're wondering why my rating is so low, by the way, it's because of the positioning, right? You get like told where you're supposed to be on a football pitch, but I completely disagree at times in where it tells you to be and where you should be, because there's been times I've been tracking runners with the ball at their feet and it's telling me to let them just run straight through pretty much because I shouldn't be there. But then if I do that, I'm going to let them score. So I suffer the rating kind of dropping just to make sure we don't concede a goal, and apparently that's the wrong thing to do. I should be sitting in right central midfield if they're running straight through on the left wing and I'm the closest player to them. So that's why my rating was so low before that, but I'm not really surprised because I can't even do anything to change it going forward because as you can see by that possession stat there, we've done pretty much nothing all game. But we're winning by 1-0. Mendy to Goretzka. Is that the moment then where we end up now finding our second goal immediately as we race into the penalty area, lifting it back across. Jesus' header's there, off the woodwork. And Ndombele collects it for Real, and that should be them able to play their way out here. I've just realised I was still on attacking, so let's move it down to defensive. Valverde to Ndombele, and there is full time. 1-0 Barcelona, one chance in the game. And that came after we really... Well, actually, we hit the post a bit later, didn't we, through Jesus. But the goal itself was our first chance. Ridiculous, really, that we played 70 minutes and saw nothing. And there you have it then. It will be Atletico in the Super Copa final. It was to be expected. But for the league table itself, we are 6 points behind them at the moment. So that's a bit frustrating. We do play them still to come. So if we win that, we'll be 3 behind. But now we need someone else to beat them. And if you look at the goals scored as well, 32 ahead of us. And their goal difference is massive in comparison. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what we're going to do. But it seems so simple, right? Changing tactics. But I've never tried it before. And I didn't know about it until today. So let's just hope that if we are struggling in any of our games in the future, we can now switch it up to ultra attacking and whatnot. And help us out to try and change that. Whereas before, I didn't know it existed, so I would always just play balanced even when we were losing games. So yeah, that might just give us the extra bit that we might need to chase down Atletico Madrid. For the Champions League, I think I showed you our draw already. In case I haven't, then there it is. So yeah, it's Dortmund. And until next time, guys, that is going to be where we bring today's video to a close. If you did enjoy it, a like would be greatly appreciated. As always, a huge thank you for all of the support on the channel as well. If you are new around here and like what you see, hit that subscribe button down below and help me get one step closer to reaching the magic number of 100k. But yeah, until the next time, guys, stay safe, have a great day, have a great evening, and I'll catch you all again soon. Adios!